everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is Madden 17 on EA Sports. Today, we've got an exciting matchup on tap. It's the Browns coming in at 8-3, going up against the Giants, who come in at 3-7. With that, let's hand it over to Brandon Gotton and Charles Davis. They've got the call of this Week 12 matchup.
Larry, the Cavaliers may have lifted the local championship drought, but there's another team who'd like a little of that success, and that's the Browns as we come to you from First Energy Stadium here in Cleveland. Today, it's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we've got a good one in store between the New York Giants and the Cleveland Browns. First carry now for Paul Perkins. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. The big nose tackle, Danny Shelton, there to swallow him up.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks, allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Now Manning throwing on second down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Jamie Collins in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. So certainly not the start they were looking for here as they come up on a 3rd and 14. First carry here for Shane Vereen. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down. Now Brad Wing, a third-year man out of LSU, on to punt it away. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. First down, Kessler. Over the middle, Rodgers has it. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice gain right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
A first carry now. This is Williams. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
In today's NFL, you hear all the time about stretching the field and creating space in order to run plays. A toss play will help accomplish that because now you're pushing a defense to chase you all the way to the edges and to the sideline. That's a nice run, probing now early to try and get things done later.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. He was looking to get it to Kenny Britt that time. And that'll bring up second down. Let's meet the offensive starters, and let's discuss Corey Coleman, first wide receiver drafted out of last year's class.
And there was a reason for that. When you watched his tape, when you watched his games, you saw his explosiveness and ability to play the ball in the air downfield. Don't get hung up on the fact he only ran 4 routes at Baylor. Just coach him up and turn him loose.
Detroit! Detroit! Hurry up, here we go! Green 39! Green 39! No, check! Patriot! Patriot!
They snap it at 1. Now Kessler. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And this will be caught at the 30. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
Brandon, in our meeting with the coaches prior to this game, we heard them talk about the opportunity for the deep pass. They've got a receiver who can sprint out wide. They wanted to make sure they had a chance to get it to him and loosen up the defense.
Let's go!
Look Looking to throw on first is Kessler. He'll set up the screen. This is Williams. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. D'Angelo Williams, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Browns have taken the early lead. It's up and through to make it 7-0 Browns. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is taken near the 13. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Here's the Giant offense now making their way back out onto the field. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys a little bit jumpy.
You do.
Oh, you understand the same way. Just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went 3 and out.
And now they have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better here. And the big boys up front in the trenches. What do you think of the O-line, Charles?
I love them because this is a group that's so cohesive. They know what the man next to them is going to do at all times, and they operate as a terrific unit.
Manning to throw on 2nd down. Yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. And now the starting defense for the Browns.
Joe Hayden is a complete cornerback. He tackles, he covers, and does everything with incredible speed.
Short of the sticks after that completion, and now it's 3rd down for this offense. From the gun on 3rd down, Manning. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Maybe just a lack of concentration there as he couldn't haul it in.
And when you're going across the middle like that, you know, he's running that drag route, you are conscious of all the bodies and the traffic in there. But let's face it, if you're going there, you might as well come down with the football and absorb whatever else happens after that.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. So this punt sails out of bounds across midfield. Now the question, they're going to spot it right at the 40, the 40-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Here we go now. All right, now look at 56.
On 2nd down, here's Kessler. Complete left side, the tight end Rodgers. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
And Richard Rodgers makes the grab, and let's face it, it's going to follow him the rest of his career. The Hail Mary he caught to beat the Lions in 2015 in Detroit, pretty memorable play.
Those Lions fans, they just don't like you right now if they heard that.
I didn't mean to bring it up to, you know, pull the Band-Aid off the wound there. I was just trying to praise Richard Rodgers. Yeah, they're going to be mad at me.
Now the offense lining up 1st and 10.
Now let's go.
Snap comes at 1. Kessler. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. So oftentimes you see defensive holding. Here it's offensive holding for the flag. And the penalty now makes it 1st and 20. From the shotgun, Kessler. And he fires one that's intercepted. intercepted. It's the first-round pick, Eli Apple, with it. And now the rookie's free. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six and a Giants touchdown.
That was an interception, but on the field, the guys who are picking it off, they're not saying that. What word are they using? It's Oski. And that means catch the ball and go the other way.
That's your vernacular. I've never heard anybody say Oski.
Ask around. They'll tell you.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. Kessler on first down. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. The intended target was Corey Coleman. And that'll bring up second down.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
To throw, Kessler. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
Eli Apple was a top 10 pick in the 2016 draft, and one of the reasons, his ability to get better, because remember, he's a young guy, and they just figured he could go ahead and grow. A redshirt sophomore when he came out, he's growing at a pretty good rate. How about that play right there?
Very nice pass deflection.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney.
So here we go now. An extra defensive back in there on 3rd and 10. Now it's Crowell. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
When I watch plays like that, I give a lot of thanks that my DNA did not make me an offensive tackle, because that is a very difficult job, to hold your block against a really good defensive end and hang on to it so your runner can get to the edge and do it without holding. I don't know that that's really possible for very many people.
Here's Beckham. Officially just 27 yards there on the punt. And the Giants will begin this drive in good shape, 1st and 10. And New York set to take the field. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. They come out here in the eye. Manning going to give it to Perkins. He takes it down to the 42, a 5-yard run. The safety, Calvin Pryor, is there on the tackle.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Manning to throw on 2nd down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. They bring a man off the corner that time, and he gets home for a loss of 6.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
3rd and 11, and some extra depth in the secondary here. They're in the dime. On play action, it's Manning. And he's got Will Tye complete. And they're able to get this one down to the 25. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. Perkins on the give from Manning. He'll be brought down at the 21 after a pickup of 4. Taking him down is a veteran, Darrelle Revis.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
They come up in an offset eye. Another carry for the rookie Perkins. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. Paul Perkins, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Giants have taken the lead.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
The kicking team out there for the Giants as they will send this one away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And now the Browns offense trots back onto the field. They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. The safety Landon Collins there to make the tackle. Time to step aside. More from Cleveland after this. First throw now for the backup Kaepernick. He's got a man. It's Corey Coleman. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
Oh, it's a wobbler here. A special teams mistake there, no doubt. Just 26 yards officially on the punt. And the offense will come back onto the field for the 1st and 10. The drive starts with a run by Perkins. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Eight yards to go here on 2nd down. They come out here in the eye. Manning going to give to Perkins on the draw. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. So he loses 3 yards. And now the Browns are going to take another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So the D-line's going to spread out. Throwing is Manning on 3rd down. He sets to fire deep. And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. These coaches told us they wanted to take the top off this defense. They wanted to be able to stretch them downfield. They showed it pretty well there.
And they knew that if they were able to do that, it would open up everything else. But how did they truly get it done? Practice in the previous week, making sure they had a plan, fine-tuned before they put it into effect in the game.
On the run, it's Perkins. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Again, and he'll get it down this time to the 17. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
Into the red zone now. Manning. It's his target, the tight end, Will Tye. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So on second down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. It'll be from the right hash, and it'll be a 36-yarder. And his kick is right there. It's good, and they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So the drive stalls out, but they are able to put 3 points on the board.
Yeah, just a yard or 2 shorter than an extra point, so no problems converting there.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he probably should have stayed in the end zone as he'll muster a return up to only the 14-yard line. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game as we send you now to Orlando to check in with Larry Ridley and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, LR. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. Here's the Browns offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But
this is
do that?
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them.
While we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore, I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion, and both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
Backing up, trying to lay one up deep, and incomplete there. A nice hit, jars the ball free, and brings up third down.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
So incomplete on second down. Now they'll look to convert here on third. 3rd and long. It's Kaepernick. It's brought in by Bolden. A gain of 13 and also a first down. They're going to hurry back to the line now. And Cap, of course, was a great baseball player, drafted as a pitcher. He kind of showed his arm right there, didn't he?
Yeah, he let that one go, didn't he? That was a catcher putting down the #1 signal for the fastball and turning it loose. It was needed in that situation, though. He had to throw a tight spiral and a hard one in order to get it in there for a completion.
They'll give him 8 on the play, and that'll make this a 2nd down.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
And now they're in the hurry-up. On 2nd down, here's Crowell. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
With the struggles we're seeing up front for the offense today, they've got to think about changing up their play calling. Some screens, some draws, some quick-hitting plays in order to try and supplement the run game. You don't totally abandon it, but you try and give it a little bit of help.
And the Giants will go with 6 defensive backs here on 3rd. Now a play fake. Kaepernick. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. And taken right on the 30. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the 2nd half. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see what the offense gets done.
And he goes for 18 there as the drive will continue. Fresh set of downs here. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Now Perkins fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good 1st down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on 1st down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Again, they go to Perkins. And he is going to lose yardage here. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
The insistence of speed at every position is really seen at the defensive end spot. These guys in the old days were often outside linebackers. They just pushed them forward because they wanted to play fast and get to the quarterback or the running backs quicker than ever before.
The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. Now a play fake. Manning. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. A gain of 19 and picking up the 1st.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. A handoff to Perkins. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
That was a really nice play, be able to stack that one up. When they get back in the huddle, he's got to tell his guys up front, great job. They kept people off of him, allowed him to run free and make the hit on the runner.
Filled the gap nicely, kept him to just a 1-yard gain. And he stopped immediately there. Back-to-back one-yard runs here, so that leaves them with a 3rd down and 8.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll get him down right around the 16. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down. Back now here in Cleveland. It's the Giants with the football and also the lead as we get set to start quarter number 4. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. A 33-yarder from the left hash. And his kick is good. And that will open the lead up now to 20-7. So they settle for just the 3 there, but clearly anything helps when you're trying to salt one away here in the 4th.
Without a doubt, I think a touchdown would have been the final nail. But 3 does give them some breathing room and lets them build up a little cushion.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And here are the Browns now as the offense comes back out onto the field. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
All right, Brandon, you know me as well as anyone. You know I don't usually advocate abandoning things during a game. But here we are in the second half. I think it's time to change things up. Let the running game go a little bit. Let's get to the passing game. And if you still want to get in the hands of the runner, maybe you swing it to him, throw it to him a little bit. Try it that way.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
We just saw another example of really good defensive football, which has led to the cushion that they have in this game. Got to him once again, knocked him on the ground, forced an incompletion.
Yeah, they've set the tone. It's one thing to set the tone, another to come in here on the road and set the tone. And they've got an extra defensive back out there now on 3rd and 13. Kaepernick now on 3rd and goal. Flushed out right. He can run for it, and he will. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up 4th down. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Now Kaepernick, gotta have this one. He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. And New York set to take the field. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
On play action, now Manning going for the deep ball. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And give him a gain of 37. So the defense blitzed. A nice job picking that up, completing the pass.
And how in sync was the quarterback and his center on that play? They saw the blitz, Made the appropriate calls, got the line engaged, because now they know there are going to be extra guys coming at the quarterback, so they got their assignments down pat and kept them away from him, and he's able to step up in the pocket and fire one now for a really good strike.
The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding, keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
And back at the 8 now, 3rd and goal. They come up in an offset eye. Manning now on 3rd and goal. And they're going to get it. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Now a timeout called defensively by the Browns. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. And his kick is indeed good, and that will swell the lead to 16. So 3 points is the outcome, but probably not what they're looking for given the drive that they were on.
Yeah, things were looking good. You had it 1st and goal, but then the offense sputters a bit, and they're forced to settle for a field goal.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. And now the Browns coming out on the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still on attack. We'll see how they attack him here. He was looking for his tight end, Richard Rodgers, that time. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
Kaepernick will try again on 2nd down. He's got time in the pocket. He's going to walk. He's got a man. Complete. Time for a break. A big play that time for Cleveland. 42 yards. Now a play fake here on 1st down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Looked like they had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Kaepernick. Coleman has it here right side. And he's going to be taken down, but not before reaching the 15-yard line. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up.
I know we just saw a nice throwing catch, but how about the big guys up front buying that time? Yeah, that's exactly what they did. They created time and allowed the space to happen, and it turned into a really nice play.
Now Kaepernick. Oh, and it's incomplete. That would have been big in the end zone if he could have held on. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Not only did they drop what looked like an interception in the end zone, they blew a golden opportunity to shift the momentum.
So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. 2nd down and 10. Kaepernick again here on 2nd and 10.
Come on, not fair.
And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. Now Kaepernick. He dropped it. Couldn't hang on in the end zone. So no 6 points, incomplete.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. A field goal does you no good, so they're going to stay out there and go for it on fourth.
Hey, 91. 91.
They come out here in the eye. Kaepernick's going to try to sneak it. Call it a 1-yard gain on the play. And the decision to go for it pays off. They've got a 1st and goal. And they're going to speed things up here. From the 4-yard line, it's first. And he takes this one into the end zone. And all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter.
And there's the touchdown that they needed, so they'll celebrate. But the guys on the sidelines, they've got to stay focused. The onside kick team, they need them to get the ball back.
Yeah, part one of the equation done. Now they need to convert and get that onside kick. Kaepernick looking to throw for it. And unable to connect. They don't get the 2-point conversion here. A very pivotal 2-point try that does not go their way. Now it's a big uphill battle for the rest of the fourth quarter.
The attempt was to try and make it a 1-score game, right? Touchdown, get 2, and now you've tied it up. Instead, they don't get it, still down 10.
The Browns kicking team out there now as they'll send this one away. This is taken near the 13. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here. Getting down to the end here, they have a 2-score lead. Barely, but it's a 2-score lead, so that probably makes you as a coach feel a lot more comfortable right now, doesn't it, Charles?
It does, but it doesn't mean now you go out and run option or some kind of wild double reverse or anything like that. But you do know that if anything does go haywire, you're still in control of this game.
I want a double reverse, don't you?
I'm just waiting for that day where we actually see something like that in this situation.
We'll see what happens here. Shift together here from the D-line. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
So for the Giants, the win keeps them barely hanging on to their playoff hopes as they move to 4-7. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Pittsburgh Steelers. Meanwhile, for the Browns, it's a tough one to swallow as they drop back to 8-4 on the year. And they'll get the extra week to think about this one as they return to action in 2 weeks' time. So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. With that, we say so long from Cleveland.